Attention! That's my opinion. You don't have to agree with me, and this video is just my review of the event. And also not to harass or insult anyone. Thank you. I know that the Classic event has been over for months, but I needed time to edit the video when I did all the recordings before. After we have clarified that, I will explain the structure of the video. First of all, I will rate each individual game from 0 to 10. Then I will enter it in a tier list and announce the average. And finally, I'll compare it to other events and say what could be done better. So let's start with
Livetopia. I personally like Livetopia, but it had nothing to do with the Classic event. So 0 out of 10. Blade Ball. With Blade Ball it was a bit different. You could fight a boss that also had to be used for the Classic event. The problem was that it was very grindy. 2 out of 10. Bee Simulator. Bee Simulator was one of the good games. They had the classic style that made up the event. Besides, the content was also perfect. The problem was that these green balls were too strong. So 6 out of 10. Tower Defense Simulator. Tower Defense Simulator had disappointed me at the event. I didn't think it was bad that they used their old maps, and I also thought it was great that you could use the better towers. What disappointed me was that they didn't use any special zombies or even a suitable final boss, but only everything they had. 4 out of 10. Bed Wars. Bed Wars had a slight classic theme, but otherwise it was the game with two strong opponents. 1 out of 10. Arsenal. The Arsenal was very good, you fought with classic weapons and everything had fit in well. The problem was that the toxins and ticks were hard to get. Arsenal I give 9 out of 10. Adopt Me. Adopt Me was very bad. It had nothing to do with the event and it had taken forever to get the toxin. 0 out of 10. Restaurant Tycoon 2. Restaurant Tycoon 2 had a few elements for the Classic event, but in my opinion too little, and it was also too grindy. 1 out of 10. A Dusty Trip. A Dusty Trip had the classic theme and also had good bosses. What I see as a problem is that it was difficult for newer players because you had to assemble the car, survive and fight the bosses. That's why 6 out of 10. Gunfight Arena. Gunfight Arena had many elements that fit the event, for example the weapons or the maps. What bothered me was that they had partly played against bots and that it also got a bit boring then. 7 out of 10. Toilet Tower Defense. Toilet Tower Defense only had two things I liked. Once you played against 1x1x1x1 and it was a good boss that fit the theme. The second was that the map and the event tower fit the theme to some extent. The rest was garbage, the enemies without animation, the gameplay was not good, and the fact that the game consists only of gambling. So 1 out of 10. Dress to Impress. Here is a screenshot that I had. I didn't take a picture of the obby myself or a screenshot but searched for a screenshot and took it from Ciola C. But back to the topic, the obby was very good and had fit the classic theme, only the lobby didn't really look suitable, as well as the obby itself hadn't fit the game. So 5 out of 10. Dragon Adventures. Dragon Adventures was very bad. It didn't have a classic theme and also tasks that could only be solved quickly with Robux. 0 out of 10. Driving Empire. Driving Empire had a slight classic theme and the race had fit. What bothered me was that the race was a bit too hard for newer players and that finding the ticks as well. 3 out of 10. Clip It. I liked Clip It. It had the classic theme and it would have suited the game. Just looking for the things was a bit difficult. So 8 out of 10. The Classic Hub. The Classic Hub was perfect, it had all the elements that fit the event. And it was also a lot of fun to play it. 10 out of 10. Hats. And lest you get it wrong, it wasn't a game, but I mean the 3 hats you could ever get from a content creator, developer, and 3 other developers also called admin. With a content creator you had to be shot down by him in the hub, for developer and admin you had to follow and then join to get the hats. And I hate how you could get them. I didn't get it myself, but wanted to who liked to get. 0 out of 10. And here is the tier list, which gives an average of about 3.7 points. And the last questions are, how was the event compared to the hunt or others and what could have been done better? Unlike the hunt, it was good because it had a lot fewer games and it also had a good hub. The selection of games was sometimes not good and I didn't like that it was too big. For example, an idea that you would only have 5 tickets instead of 10 tickets and only 3 toxas instead of 5 toxas. So have a nice day and goodbye.